let's go over this first assignment for our class, Special Ed 513, Advanced Pedagogies and Theories of Learning. You are going to create a schema building lesson plan. A schema is a file folder in your head. That means, by the way, a metaphorical file folder in your head, not an actual file folder in your head. That means you are going to present a small body of information. Now, this is what you do as teachers. You gather information, you synthesize it, and you prepare it in a way that your students can understand. This is going to be used for an online teaching demonstration, but step one is to design the schema building lesson plan. You are delivering a body of declarative knowledge, information, I do declare, versus procedural knowledge, which is a skill. All right, so you are presenting a small body of information. So step one for you is to decide what you want to teach your small group. This lesson is being prepared and you will teach it to your small group, and I'll show you what this is or who's in your group in just a minute. But teach us something that may be of interest. What do you know about? What do you think might be interesting? It doesn't have to be an academic subject as long as it's a body of knowledge. Declarative knowledge. You are building a schema, a file folder, which is information organized in your head. That is a schema building lesson plan. And you can read more about this in your reading assignment. Your goal is to teach your group about something. All right? So think about what you know about, or what you think might be interesting. Now, this does not have to be a long lesson for no more than 10 minutes. All right? You're teaching to your group just like I am teaching unto you at this minute. Now, you're not going to cover the entirety of your topic. You're not going to cover the whole history of global warming or the Marx Brothers or alien abduction. Part of our job as teachers is to make decisions about what can be learned in the short amount of time that we have. What you do not include is just as important as what you do include. So good teaching is not simply dumping information on the heads. Good teaching is selecting, organizing, synthesizing the information that students need to know. It's not what you teach them, it's what students learn. So think about what students in your group, and I know this is a little difficult because you don't actually see them, just like I don't actually see you, but think about what someone like you might be able to learn. Now, this is the first or beginning attempts at lesson planning. We don't expect you to be masters of teaching and learning. This is your first attempt. Part of the job is to have the experience. So yes, take this very seriously, but don't be stressed out that it is not exactly perfect. We do not expect perfect lesson plans and teaching performances. As long as you meet the requirements, and these are all described here, you should get most or nearly all the points. All or nearly all the points. So, your lesson plan, and that's the first part, and I see I have an error here. I hate when that happens. The first step is to decide what you want to teach. The schema building lesson plan has these 4 parts. A purpose statement. What is the purpose of your lesson? Students will learn about blank. Everything that follows should support that purpose statement. If it doesn't support it, don't include it. Only include that which supports that purpose statement. So your purpose statement at the very top of your lesson, students will learn about insert topic here. Next is the opening, which is relatively short, 20 seconds to no more than 2 minutes, provides an overview. You may want to use an advanced organizer, and these are described in the readings. Boys and girls, we are going to look at, boys and girls, people in the class, we are going to look at alien abduction today. Today you are going to learn about blah, blah, and blah. And there I gave kind of the 3 major topics. This way, the learners have a sense of the structure of what is going to be learned. It enables encoding of information and organizing, and will enable actual retrieval and using of that information. The main part is the input. This is at the heart of the schema building lesson. This contains the information that students need to know, that you are going to tell them. And this is in the form of an expository teaching. To espouse means to lecture, to tell. Yes, all good teachers lecture. Even teachers of kindergarten students lecture. The lecture may only be 15 to 40 seconds in duration, but they are presenting information, expository teaching. So use list or outline form, using short abbreviated sentences to hold the idea. The input should be such that someone could pick up your lesson and teach from it. We don't write it out or script it, because that means you have to sit and actually read your lesson plan. And when you're teaching, most people have their lesson plan in front of them, and they're looking down, and they are using it as a form of a guide, to guide them, not to read from it. All right? Just like when I am lecturing to you, I usually have, and you probably notice that I'm looking down here, that I have an outline or a list. I create lesson plans, yes I do, right in front of me, so I know what I am going to say. I can see the structure and organization. All right? So, you're going to have your topic, you're going to get some information, you may need to read a book or a website or a couple different sources. It's up to you. But then you need to organize that list or outline form, and usually do this in pencil apart from the computer, and then come on to the computer. But that is at the heart, 4 to 10 minutes. Now, a schema building lesson plan has an activity. The essence of teaching is this: say a little bit, do a little bit. All right? Give them some information, and then create an activity or design an activity that enables them to practice, reinforce, extend, or apply something from your input. Students should be able to do this with 95 to 100% success ratio. For example, consider this the input about schema building lesson plans. Also, the input, by the way, is the reading assignment. The activity then is you are actually going to create a schema building lesson plan. All right? But for this lesson plan, since you are all going to be not present in the same place, simply describe an interesting activity that you could have done had you been in person. You'll not actually be doing this, but simply describe it. This can be in paragraph form, since you are simply describing it. All right? So, your schema building lesson plan that you'll turn into me should look something like this: purpose statement, opening, input, list or outline form, short abbreviated sentences, enough to hold the idea so we can see the structure and sequence. All right? And the activity. Design an activity you could use with your lesson. Keep it simple. You can use paragraph form here. All right? I don't expect you to be experts here yet, but if you will notice, most of the pedagogical strategies you will learn in your class can be used for activities in a schema building lesson plan. All right? So keep it simple. Now, here's the criteria for this basic schema building lesson plan. That's the lesson plan. That is step 1. You're going to hand that in to me, and the due date is listed on the gosh darn syllabi. Step 2 is the teaching demonstration. Notice you have been put into 5 different teaching groups. You will use that lesson as the basis for your online teaching demonstration. Create a PowerPoint. That is step 1. Do not use PowerPoints with a voiceover, because that takes up too much space. Use one of the free programs. Now, Screencast-O-Matic is the one that most people have found the easiest to work with. Canovio, some people use that, or Prezi, some people use that as well. So you'll need to have a URL link. A URL link starts with www or http thing, all right? That's what a URL link. You must have one of these. You will be putting this, you'll be creating your online teaching demo and putting this link in your discussion group so everyone can see it, all right? So, create the PowerPoint, and I have some videos to direct you, some things that tell you about what an effective online presentation entails. 24-point fonts or greater, no more than 4 ideas per sentence. Do not use whole or complete sentences generally, and try to have a visual image of some sort for every slide. All right? Create the PowerPoint first, then use one of these programs to record it. All right? Now you can have a picture of yourself in the corner, just like I have a picture down there, or wherever it is on your screen. All right? Or you can simply do a voiceover. It's totally up to you. However, I have found, after doing over 700 of these, that we communicate with our face as well as our voice. It's much easier to attend to any presentation if you can see a face somewhere in the presentation. So I would recommend you do that. You don't need to. All right. Once you have it created, you'll be putting this in a discussion group. Everyone in your group will be looking at your teaching demo. They'll tell you 2 things they liked well and 2 things to do differently. But that is step 3. So for step 1, get going. Start thinking about the schema building lesson plan. And then step 2, you'll be creating a schema or an online teaching demo with it. Very good. If you have any questions, please send me an email.